Okay, welcome to 2-1 consecutive angles. Now in our very first example, we are given that line L is, what do you think those two symbols mean? Those two symbols mean that they are parallel. Remember, we've been talking about this. So line L is parallel to line P, alright? And I want you to, I should have written it down before, I want you to find Y. Now what are we going to do here? Okay, I'm actually going to give consecutive angles a different definition. Consecutive angles can actually be known as same side interior. Oh, that's terrible. You have my utmost apologies. Gotta work on my handwriting here. Okay, same side interior angles. Now, what are same side interior angles? Well, let's note some things. One, here is our transversal, and here is the left of our transversal, and here is the right side of our transversal. So you'll notice that 38 and Y are both on the left, so they are on the same side of the transversal. Now also, I would tell you that when you look at these two lines, this space in between is essentially what we would call the interior. We talked about that in our previous lesson. So we know that they're on the same side interior. And so what's the rule for consecutive angles or same side interior angles? Well, they are supplementary. And once again, you might be thinking, Mr. Hastings, why all these definitions? Well, what does supplementary mean? It means that they have to add up to 180. Alright, so we can essentially say, hey, we just can do 180 minus 38. Let's see. Oh, just doing a little basic math by hand. 10 minus 8 is 2, 7 minus 3 is 4, and we drop the 1, and it turns out that Y is equal to 142 degrees. Now that we have all that set up, let's do some quicker examples. Pause it if you need the notes. Okay, here's example 2. Alright, let's kind of draw some lines a little bit funkier, because I think it's better for y'all to see different shapes visually. Here's our transversal. And let's say that this is O, this is W, and this is A. Okay, and we're going to say A is parallel to W. Alright, and I'm going to give you, hey, you know what, this big angle right here is 111 degrees, and here is X. And of course I want you to find X. Now what do we notice? Well, if I use a different color on my transversal, I see that they are both on the same side of that purple line, and if I were to shade my interior, I would see that they are both on the interior. So these consecutive angles must add up to 180. So we can simply do 180 minus 111. Now of course 10 minus 1 is 9, 7 minus 1 is 8, 1 minus 1 is 0, so it looks like 89 degrees is what X equals. Now I really need to start getting the habit of not circling just the answer. Okay, now let's throw in some algebra. Okay, here's going to be our example 3. Oh, and if you notice, there's one thing I didn't tell y'all in that previous example that I should. Oh, you know, I did tell you they were parallel. Good for me. Okay, so we have something like this. And right here, let's call this one 4x plus 3. And right here, let's even use a different line. Let's go ahead and call this 10x minus 7. Okay, perfect. I love it. Now from here, what do we know? Well, let's say this is L, let's say this is R, and we're given L is parallel to R. Remember, this does not work if the lines are not parallel. Okay, now here's the question. Should I set these equal, or should I add them up to 180? There's so many different diagrams that you guys look at where either you set them equal or you add them up to 180. But remember, consecutive angles are 180 degrees. They're supplementary, and so we can write this: 4x plus 3 plus and now switch back over here, 10x minus 7 is equal to 180. Okay, and from here we have a pretty simple problem. We want to combine our like terms, and so 4x plus 10x would of course be 14x. 3 minus 7 will of course give us negative 4, and this equals 180. 180. Now from here, how do you get rid of the minus 4? Well, we add 4. And check it out, guys. Sometimes my brain moves a little too fast. 180 plus 4 is 184. That number I accidentally just said. Now, how do we get rid of this 14 in front of the x? Well, we divide both sides by 14. And you'll probably need a calculator for this because I know that I do. So let me just grab my calculator, and it appears that 184 divided by 14 will give us 13.14 for x. Now y'all know me. Y'all know I don't typically like to start there. So what if I said, hey, this is actually point A, hey, this is point B, let's call this point C, and I wanted you to find angle ACB. So the question is, what would this look like if I was asking you to find angle ACB? Well, notice, we got this space right here. Angle ACB is equal to 4x plus 3, and we know that our x term is going to be that 13.14, and from there y'all know how to solve this. So we multiply 13.14 times 4, and we get 52.57 plus 3. And remember, here you can just add to the whole numbers, and so 52 plus 3 will give us 55.57 degrees is angle ACB. Alright, perfect. Well, I think this is enough examples. This should be enough practice. Good luck, and I'll see you guys in our next video.